Today on Drawbli.
I am drawing like an athlete.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our drawing adventures because art is better when shared with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And don't forget to check out our guidebook on daily drawing linked below. Abby.
Yeah?
You are an athlete.
I do work out.
I would consider you an athlete.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm drawing Hannah Meul. She's a boulderer. She has taken second in a lot of some World Cups. So here's some of the reference I'm using. She also models, so a lot of her Instagram has some pretty cool poses to work from.
Ooh, that's a cool pose.
Yeah, it was a difficult pose. That's the one I end on. So I decided I'd draw an athlete to draw like an athlete. And the analogy...
What does that mean?
It's not well fleshed out, but if you can imagine...
Figure it out along the way.
Athletes do work out pretty rigorously, and they probably push themselves even when they're like, oh, I'm tired and I can't go on. And so drawing can be the same way for you if you want it to be. You can say, you know what, I'm here to get the work done. I'm here to push myself, and that's kind of the joy of it. At least for me, that's a lot of the joy of being at the gym is really pushing myself and trying to get to a point of...
A lot of the joy is the pain, is what you're saying.
A lot of the joy is the pain, yes. Just because you know what's coming. You know you're getting results. You know what it is leading up to is having strength and aesthetic, and it's all so tangibly worth it. And drawing, very similar, where you're putting in the work and you know from experience it is tangibly worth it in the end to put in this work.
Is it?
Yes,
it
is.
I have to play the other side where I'm like, is it?
Is it though?
I don't know.
You don't know. I think so. Well,
I think drawing artistic results are so slow to come by.
Yeah. And for some people, so are athletic results,
True.
It's about a long journey and being patient, but also consistent and thoughtful. You can't just maybe do the same tiny...
That hair is amazing.
Thank you. I start with a hair on a lot of these. You can't do the same tiny little walk around your living room for 5 minutes a day and expect results. Same with drawing. You can't just draw for 5 minutes a day. You can, and that will keep you in the mindset of I'm doing this every day. And some people, that's where you need to start for a little bit. But ultimately, as you become more proficient and able to go
push yourself harder.
Exactly, you're able to push yourself harder and longer as you build stamina, both for drawing and working out. So be patient with yourself if you're still in a stamina building phase.
All right, I like your analogy now. I can see it making sense.
Yeah, I think
can't just
it works.
lift the same. You're saying I need a heavier pencil. My pencil's too light. I've been lifting the same light pencil, and I need a heavier pencil now.
I think sometimes for us what that looks like is trying a reference that is more complex than what we've done before, or with new lighting that we haven't approached,
That's fair.
Yeah, really, really trying. Or some of what we do is very intentional. Like an athlete puts also a lot of time into stretching and taking care of themselves.
Not me.
That's what we're doing with Artist Adventures, is we're studying and learning and doing the gentle work too, not the active work, but the work of maintaining. And for an artist as well, that can consist of keeping up your motivation and inspiration by looking at other people's art and getting excited. Sometimes you have to get yourself excited about things, we're not just all... I don't know what I was trying to do here, by the way. I think I'm trying to find
a lot of selection.
I was hoping to be able to fill it in without having to do all this work, but I just finally did the work.
Pro tip: never use the auto select. It's bad.
I was so hopeful, and eventually I got it though, which is very funny considering I never really did much with that. I just gave her a yoga mat to sit on, in the original, or some sort of mat to sit on, and went about my day.
Your ability, you are so much further than I am when it comes to drawing people, whole figures, full figures. You are miles ahead of me.
Oh, well, thank you. I think isn't it funny to see how both of our strengths have developed as we've become better at drawing? I think it also shows a lot where our interests lie.
Yeah, for sure.
Perhaps. This is still an ink pen that I'm using, which like we've kind of talked about in previous videos, it can leave things pretty messy. And if you're working kind of fast and just getting something
amazing.
out, then it can. Thank you. All right, last one. Once again, we start on the hair, and this is my last and best one, because you really, when you're working out, there's a saying, leave it all on the floor.
Okay.
And that means don't exit the workout with all this spare energy. You should be using everything you have.
Well,
sometimes.
you have to be able to like get home still.
Well, maybe this is a phrase that actually comes from my high school years when I was doing cheer routines in a competition. And we had like, a bunch of like stunts and tumbling and stuff.
Stunts and tumbles.
And it was exhausting, but towards the end of the routine, you'd feel like you're running like a marathon, throwing people in the air, doing a tumble.
You gotta leave it all out there.
But you
leave
really
it all on the track.
Yeah, because in like 2.5 minutes, it's gonna be over, and you'll recover. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
So
not always the case, but
yeah, and that's not actually a mindset I've ever really applied to art.
this pose.
Leave it all on. Yeah, I know, it was such a fun pose, but it was actually pretty hard to get it right, and not have it look like some crazy weird creature. But it was fun to try. The way I work is a really difficult way to go about this because I, as you can see, kind of go line by line and I don't map things out ahead of time.
Right.
I'm really looking at, in the reference, let's say the distance from her heel to the base of her hair, the distance from her hair to her hand, the distance from her hand to her other heel, and the shape in between those. But if you get each one off by just a little bit,
makes a big difference.
It adds up.
Yeah.
So with as complex a pose as this, it's like.
Yeah, that's why doing like a little preliminary, just light lines that indicate distances or markers that you need to hit can be helpful.
Yeah. I did see also somebody say like with hands when they're like near a face, you draw kind of the hand first and then the arm, because then you're going to get the hand where it needs to go and it's a lot easier to like fill in the arm.
That's good advice.
Yeah, I obviously don't listen. I'm just like, and then the hand, and then I have a lot of trouble. I think correcting this and trying to get this to look different, because I really wanted this last one. I was like, I'm going to add shading.
That's an amazing hand.
Thank you. I did like how that hand turned out.
Abby, what happened to you? Why are you so good at drawing all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Not all of a sudden, but you know what I mean.
It's all this hard work is paying off. It's these slow dividends, just like with working out. Slow dividends.
I'm getting left in the dust, guys. I need to catch up here.
It's so funny when I feel like we both find ourselves thinking and saying that about each other every other month. No, for real.
Well, this is your last sketch, and you obviously spent a lot more time on this one. How long did you spend on each of these?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. The first two, not long. And honestly, this one, my initial like line work was not long. And then the shading, I just noodled around on for way too long, trying to get something that looked like, I don't know, different. Gotta select it all out because I'm gonna shade it and it's gonna be amazing.
I think it's so funny to watch you work, and then when you actually have to do like a technical aspect of it, you're like, I don't know, because you're not as proficient in like digital tools as I am, who's been doing it for like literally a decade and a half. I just think it's so funny to watch you sometimes.
I'm just like struggling.
I'm
and
like, you know how to do this.
It.
You've used this tool before.
I don't want to.
I know that's what it is.
It's tedious. It's not the fun part.
I like the way you did that though with the arm. That looks really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I tried to get some rim lighting on there as well. But again, like we can watch this and it's going to have an ending and it's going to look different than it does now.
You're saying we should just cut it now. Just
end it.
Like get out of here.
No.
Leave while we still can.
Yeah. I thought for a little bit if I made the head bigger it would help, but then I decided it didn't. No. So I made it small again.
For a future reference / tip here, you can select multiple layers at the same time and then select your image and move your shaded layer plus your line art.
Oh, so. I will have to remember that. It doesn't really come into play too often in terms of what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'll have to keep that in my back pocket.
Maybe you don't normally work with a ton of different layers.
Not a ton. Not a ton. It depends what I'm working on, you know?
The face looks awesome, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
As all your faces always do.
Oh, gosh. I don't know about that.
All right. We're going to have to change the name of the YouTube channel from Drawbli to just Abby's art.
No.
Because I think I'm giving up. I'm done.
Oh, yeah? Is that how it works? You see somebody better and
Yeah,
you're like,
I'm
I'm not allowed to anymore?
I'm not allowed to art anymore, guys. Abby's
I'm so
gotten
sorry to hear
good.
this.
Yeah.
You'll be sorely missed.
I hope so.
Yeah. I wish I could be like Hannah Meul, who is a World Cup finalist many times over at the age of 22 in bouldering and lead climbing.
What do you mean be like her? How so?
I wish I could be a 22-year-old German World Cup finalist in bouldering and lead climbing.
Literally. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it might be fun, but bouldering's hard.
It is hard, but it's really fun to watch.
It is. It's fun to do.
Fun to do, fun to watch. I know, we should go once in a while. It's not really our thing right now that we're doing.
I still love bouldering, but I kind of stopped doing it because all the people that I bouldered with stopped bouldering.
Oh, so sad.
Including you!
I found my new love, CrossFit.
Yeah, pain. You found your new pain.
You've talked about joining me there sometimes.
Yeah. I probably will.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun, and it's 3 minutes from our house, which is
I'll follow Abby on her
big deal.
serial hobbyist.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok that said we're statistically likely to be together based on the fact, based on 2 personality traits of mine and 2 of yours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I won't
we
say
were made for each other.
Literally,
You are ridiculous.
it was so funny.
Just like these ridiculous drawings. Oh my gosh, they're so good.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
And if you want to be ridiculously good at drawing, click that like and subscribe button. And check out our guidebook, link down below.
Share your work on Instagram with #Drawbli because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goomba. Abby, you are an athlete.
What do I win?
Life.
Oh, okay, I'll take it. Doesn't feel like it to my knees.